Hey guys, be sure to like and subscribe today. Today we're down here in Tanza. We're staying at Tanza Oasis, which is a resort down here. It's kind of a nice place, but it's a ghost town. And it's frankly, it's kind of scary. You know, there's hardly a person here, and they close everything down early. They close down the food at 9 o'clock. The pool gets closed at 7. We're gonna be here for a couple of days, and I don't know. I don't know what to think, you know. But there's my background, see? And we can go down in the ocean, but I wouldn't swim in there. I mean, I'm looking at the water down there, and it's kind of like a greenish brown with dead fish washed up on the beach. I can see, you probably can't see it there, but I don't know, maybe you can. You can see a couple of dead fish down there, and a lot of trash. I can see a couple of what looks like maybe a syringe or two down there. So I don't know if it's hospital syringes or heroin syringes, not quite sure which. But anyway, guys, today we're going to talk about the expat experience, and we're also going to talk a little bit about minimalism, okay? And this past week I posted a thing about a rental that I had seen, actually 3 rentals in one building. And I noticed that people were saying, oh, that's too small, that's no good, you know, and it's in a poverty-stricken, brutally poverty-stricken area. And that street that I live on is hardly poverty-stricken, number one. And it is on the street that I live on, which is kind of funny. And the person said they had been to Tracy Martira's, which it has to be a total lie, because Tracy Martira's is not a poverty-stricken area. I mean, we do have people in poverty there, but it's not poverty-stricken by Philippine standards, or even by maybe by American standards. But the street I live on is where a lot of the wealthier people live, and middle-class people. And middle class by United States standards doesn't exist here, okay? Middle class here is if 2 family members are making probably about $400, $500 a month each, you know, so it's probably about $1,000, you know? And that might even be a little bit above middle class here, because back in the States, you guys are living on, you know, different standards than we are here. And everybody from the United States puts the same standard, like, these standards here. A lot of them, I won't say everybody, a lot of people do. So I get these comments all the time, and it kind of bugs me. It does bug me. You know, a lot of you guys that have been here, you understand the way things work over here. It's a lot different. And we live different here, you know. And I take the minimalist approach, not because I have hardly any of a pension, like I have a small pension or something like that, because my pension's fairly decent. You know, I could do better if I wanted to. I just don't need a big house over here. And, you know, if you take your Western values from your Western countries over here, you're not going to survive, because, you know, you're going to be looking at the food like, oh, I'm not going to touch that. I'm not going to eat that. I'm not going to do this. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to live in a house that small. You know, and a 1-bedroom house over here, man, you might have, like, on average, probably about 4 to 6 people living in a house that small. Yeah, you know, and in Japan, houses are tiny. They're really, really tiny and small, you know, and the expat experience over here can be a lot of fun and enjoyable, but you can leave home those Western values, guys. I keep trying to impress that upon some of you guys, and you keep dragging that up, you know, and some of you guys that are commenting on that, I'm not sure if you'll ever get over here. Some of you act like you have, but then you hated it and said, then maybe it's not the place for you. But yet you keep watching, you know, videos and stuff like that about coming over here. And, you know, I don't understand why you come on to watch videos about coming over to the Philippines when you hate the place. It doesn't make any sense, you know. I mean, you guys can go up to Manila if you want to get a high-class place. Spend it in Trump Towers. You'll pay $1,000 for about a 1-bedroom. You'll live in a nice neighborhood up there. There's still poverty in that neighborhood, by the way, guys. There's people living on the streets right outside your door of Trump Towers, right across the street, because I've seen them before. So for you guys that think like you're gonna escape poverty, you know, when I lived in the United States, I remember going to nice areas where they had nice malls. There's always a guy standing out the mall with a sign as you're coming and going, looking for money up in Massachusetts. You know, so don't act like the United States is all that great, because it's not. I mean, we're getting a lot of comments on here lately about different people complaining about the housing over here. Guys, if you want to find nice housing over here for about $200 to $250, you can get probably actually for $150 you can probably get a nice 2-bedroom, good size, nice neighborhood, decent place for $200, $250, $150, right around that area, you know, depending on, and you get a nice little neighborhood, you know, beautiful neighborhood. I mean, you could live down here in Tanza if you wanted to. You know, I mean, look at this place. It's beautiful. You know, I mean, I wouldn't want to live here in this area here because of the trash. The resort itself is kind of nice, except that it's a ghost town. But, I mean, we're very close to Manila, guys. Look at this. This is at right outside the resort. I'm right on the edge of the resort. That's the edge of the resort. You get trash there, garbage, you know. Tanza's kind of too close to Manila. You know, you go outside of about 30 miles outside of Manila, you'll be fine. You know, that pollution starts clearing up a little bit. They have Little Boracay, but you can't move there or anything like that, you know. But guys, living like a minimalist here is a reason why most of us live like minimalists here, because we want to experience life. It's not that we're poor. So I got the comment there that, you know, you didn't plan for your retirement or something like that. And these people don't know what they're talking about. They really don't. You know, because there's guys here living on $7,000 a month and they're still living in small apartments because they're minimalist. I mean, there's a guy down south of here. He's very wealthy and he lives like a minimalist. You know, he lives in a small apartment and he could live in probably a house if he wanted to, a good size house on the beach. You know, and I know a couple other people like that too, you know. And the guys are complaining and they want to bring their Western values over here. Guys, this isn't the place to bring your Western values. It's not. You know, you want to be free here, you don't want to own a lot of stuff. The things that weighted me down in life was the things that I owned back home. Owning a vehicle. I don't own a vehicle now. I don't want to own a vehicle. I'm free. You know, I get around, I pay what I need to pay to get where I need to go. I can go whenever I want. I can pack up and leave whenever I want to go. I can go to another country tomorrow if I want, you know, with the exception of the current situation, you know. But, you know, I love it here. But you guys with the thing about living in a big house, the rooms are too small. It's a flop house. I don't get it, you know, because I would say about 90% of the people wouldn't mind living in that house. 80%, 90% probably. Some people might want to get a 2 or 3 bedroom. That's okay. You can get them for cheap. Starting at $150 for a 2-bedroom, probably. You know, in a decent neighborhood with in a gated community. You know, but being minimalist, I don't have to worry about paying insurance. I don't have to worry about fixing a car or a motorcycle. You know, I pay my electric bill, you know, and I pay my water bill and a few other things, and beyond that, I don't have much. You know, I mean, although this beach here, I probably wouldn't swim at this beach, a little bit south of here, it's still a beautiful place. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see it way out in the background there, and you can't see it on here. But, I mean, look at this, guys. You know, I mean, it's beautiful here. And I wouldn't want to live any other place. You know, the United States is basically falling apart now. I see everybody talking to me, they're all talking about, hey, Steve, when are they going to open up there? And I don't know. I wish I could help you guys. I wish I could get everybody over here. We can absorb you over here. This place, 7,000 something islands, It's not an issue. It's no problem. We can absorb it, And I think if you got at least $1,500 a month US coming in, you'll be fine. You'll live like a king over here. You'll live, and you can either get a small apartment. If you single guys coming over here, I highly recommend that you find one of those single apartments in the beginning, and maybe just right down the street from some of these places, there's usually a furniture place. At least in my neighborhood there is, and there's a lot of those furniture places around with bamboo furniture, stuff like that. But you can get a bed made for like about, I don't know, $100, and you go get a mattress for fairly cheap money, and just get a couple of pieces of sheet and a blanket and stuff like that, and a fan, and maybe a small fridge or whatever, and you're pretty much ready to roll, guys, as far as what you need. You can just make some sandwiches, maybe get a small camping burner at one of the malls or something like that, and you're ready to go. You live like a king, But you really gotta learn to live smaller. A lot of backpackers over here, I get it. I used to see backpackers in Belize, and they were some of the happiest people I ever met because they were living small, And right now, the minimalist movement is big. It's big because it's less pollution, and less of a footprint on this world. And these people out there that want to live in these big, huge homes, and they want to come over here and bring that with them, you won't survive over here, man, because your standards are way too high. Don't come here, because you won't survive here. So for you guys that are out there complaining about it, don't come. We don't care. We don't want you here anyway. If you're going to complain about stuff like that, I want the guys that aren't going to complain. The guys that are going to come over here and treat Filipinos nice and decent and get along with their fellow, expats over here. Because we've got enough dickheads over here already. Just to be honest. I hate to use that word, but I mean, to be brutally honest, we got enough of those over here already, I mean, it just bothers me that, when I run into somebody that says something and it's just not true, and they're lying about something, saying that they've been someplace, and they say all this stuff, and it just, like, they come onto my page and they say, well, I've been where you are, it's this, this, and this, and this. Really? Geez, that's kind of funny. I don't see that where I live, so I know that they're lying, and we get those. We get our share of trolls on my page too, and it gets a little disgusting sometimes, and every once in a while I have to take somebody off, and I got a couple of people that I'm eyeing to take off right now, and if they take themselves off, that's fine too. I don't really care, I mean, and I don't want to keep on complaining about this too much more, but I did want to talk about that minimalism thing, guys, because minimalism, it helps you. It doesn't just help the earth, it helps you. And when you live in a minimalist life, guys, I mean, you're going to have more money in your pocket. Yeah, you live in a smaller place, but who cares? Most of the time when you're at home at night, what are you doing? Either you're laying on the bed or sitting at a desk or sitting there watching TV. And you cook a little food or something like that. It's not living in a closet like some people say. I actually enjoy living small. And we have 4 people in my home, and it's tiny. And I've gotten used to it. And I don't feel crowded in that house anymore, because I've adjusted. And if you don't adjust to the Philippines and you come over here saying, oh, I can't live like this, I can't live like that, I can't have, people sleeping in the living room and stuff, well, then maybe it's not the place for you to be. Or you can get a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom. That's fine. It's cheap enough. I understand that. Some people want to have a room for each kid or whatever. But for me, I want to keep my footprint low, small, and I got the cabana outside to go outside in, so it's like another room outside there. It keeps the cost down, and it's beautiful, But anyway, guys, I'm going to do another video tomorrow from here, hopefully, if it's sunny out and everything, and I want to do one down here at the beach or whatever. I don't know what I'm going to do it on. I want to talk a little bit about this place actually, and maybe I'll try to do a few videos around here if I can. But the problem is they have music, and whenever they have music, it's copyrighted. So then you can't do a video on it because of the copyright laws and stuff like that. But it doesn't even. Well, the funny part is it affects me more than it affects those copyright issues. You know, so like for people, those copyright issues are kind of an infringement upon some of our rights to be vloggers. You know, and just because somebody's playing music in the background, I can't videotape that and put it up on YouTube or whatever, you know, and it can be a bother sometimes. But anyway, guys, I want to show you this here, if you can see it a little bit. You know, it's not the same color on here as it is here, you know, and you can't see all the stuff that we see. The colors are really orangey here, and it doesn't look orangey, and you can see everything here. It's kind of beautiful, guys. But anyway, hopefully tomorrow I'll have something more to show you, okay? And we can chat a little bit more about something else, a different subject tomorrow. But I did want to cover that minimalist thing, like I said, guys, and the expat experience here. You know, the expat experience is thumbs up, guys, you know, and there's many places to go, not just here. You know, we're not too far from Tracy Martires here in Tanza, okay? We're just a hop, skip, and a jump. We hop in a jeepney. It costs us about 900 pesos to get delivered here, our whole family, okay? And they deliver us right here, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's cool here. You know, it's a nice place. We got the pool over there. We're gonna go swim in the pool after and take a little dip, but I wouldn't go in this water here. You know, some people are. There was a guy swimming out there earlier. Actually, he's still out there right now. I can see his head out there bobbing up and down. But not my cup of tea. It's too close to Manila, guys, you know. But take care, guys. We'll talk tomorrow. We'll have a good chat tomorrow. Thanks, guys. God bless. Take care.